Hey guys, basically this is going to be a face-to-face talking video because we need to have a talk. Basically, if you've been around my channel for quite a while, if you remember my vlog from about 2 years back, it started off with me going to the orthodontist, checking if I had needed braces at the time. Then it continued where I was going on to some sort of family event. Then the next day, my face was very bruised. I'm gonna put in a clip of the vlog of what I'm talking about. So yeah, basically as you can tell, my face was very bruised, and yeah, so basically I'm going to talk about what happened that night because I had promised you guys that I was going to explain it, but I never did. Today I am. So basically what happened, and I ate the other half of the pastrami. And then all of a sudden, I woke up in an ambulance, and then I fell asleep right after. Then when I woke up again and I became conscious again, I was in a hospital bed. So at the time, I had absolutely no idea what the heck just happened. All I knew is that I was eating, then I was in an ambulance, then I was in the hospital. I was confused, I was scared, I was worried. I thought something had happened to my mom and I was just in the bed next to her. I don't know. Because I had absolutely no memory of what happened. I knew everything that happened the night before. I knew everything that happened in the morning when I was eating. But then after that, I couldn't remember anything. Basically, what my mom told me, and both my parents told me, is that I had a seizure while I was like trying to eat. And now the thing is, I never had experienced a seizure before this. And so me, my parents were just like, okay, what? Because I had never suffered from any type of brain injury, head trauma. Nothing like that has ever happened. I've never hit my head. Like, I've never hit it hard enough to be able to trigger something bad enough to have to send me to the hospital. I've never shown any signs of epilepsy or anything, like I said, that causes seizures. And I remember when I woke up in the hospital bed, like I sat up immediately and then I was like, where am I? What happened? And then my mom just immediately came up to me and she was like, you had a seizure. And then I started throwing up. I felt like throwing up and she grabbed the bag, and I don't know what could have caused me to throw up. It could have either been shock, it could have been something happened while I had the seizure, but yeah, up to this day we still don't really exactly know what caused it, but it was basically an isolated incident, which is something that only happens once and it never happens ever again. We did go to the neurologist and radiologist a few times. I remember when I went to the neurologist, they put like these little like wires on my head, like Will from Stranger Things in season 1. It was exactly like that, and I was laying on the bed and it was kind of like a crib, honestly, and they had like the little like bars on the side, on each side actually, and then they had strobe lights in front of me and they were like just putting them there to see if it would cause another seizure, to see if I did have epilepsy, which it didn't. I don't, because in the seizure that was supposed to happen with the strobe lights, it didn't happen. Then the neurologist was checking my brain, which is what the wires were for like activity, to see what was going on inside my brain, to see if there was some unusual activity that could have caused it. I don't really remember the radiologist. I believe the radiologist, it could be the radiologist or I could be getting confused with something else, but I believe the radiologist sent me into like one of those little MRI machines when like you like lay on this little thing and then there's like this big tube and you go inside of it. Basically, yeah, I went into one of those for a few minutes and then it was checking activity inside my brain and I think my whole body, honestly. I'm not really sure because I didn't hear the results of it and I didn't hear like exactly what it was checking because the doctor was only talking to my mom. They weren't explaining anything to me, which I find very unfair because my whole life I have not had anything explained to me and it's so frustrating. But anyway, yeah, that was basically what happened, basically the whole story. And yeah, we never exactly found out what it was, but all the doctors I had been to were telling me and my parents that there was a part of my brain, it was like somewhere in the lower area right here of my brain. It said that it was inflamed. It was swollen, inflamed, same thing, bigger than it usually should be, and then somehow that caused the seizure because it's something unusual. It's not supposed to happen, but it was an isolated incident. It shouldn't ever happen ever again. But yeah, like I said, that's basically it, and thank you guys a lot for watching. I will see you in the next vlog. Bye.